All right already. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents affect our daily lives. Listen, listen. If you see the title, or if I haven't put the title up, this is Simmons versus Simmons. Okay. Whoo, child. When I tell you this is a mess, a mess. So, if you like what you see here, please give this a thumbs up. Please like the video. Also, subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll be opened up to a plethora of videos of movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture that I have reviewed or we're talking about. This is another incident in pop culture. We are talking about Simmons versus Simmons. Now, I know Kimora Lee Simmons is no longer a Simmons. I think she's a Lecheter. I think that's how you pronounce that man's name. But let's get into it now. Shout out to the neighborhood talk. This is where I've got the information from. Let's see if we can put that information up really quick and show you what's going on. So apparently, Kimora Lee Simmons had a live. Either it was last night or the night before, whenever, but she had a live. And the title says Kimora Lee tearfully begs Russell Simmons to stop attacking their children, says he allegedly hit rock bottom and sends himself flowers, but lies and says they are from her. Now, as you can see that she is very tearful. So what we're going to do, let's put it back all on me. I'm going to let you hear what she has to say. I'm going to unmute. So hopefully, let's see how we can do this. All right.
Brainwashed. All of a sudden now, these young women who are grown women
We're going to start it all.
all of a sudden now the kids are brainwashed. All of a sudden now these young women who are grown women are babies. You know, they have their own relationship with you. You have your own not existent relationship with them. I'm just asking that you please leave us alone. You know, I've tried to go to lawyers and get help. I've tried to show all the crazy texts I've had to block. Like, you do crazy shit like send flowers to yourself and take a picture and post it on the gram and tell everybody I sent you flowers. Again, I have receipts of all of this. I have receipts from your office saying that you sent flowers to yourself without my permission. I have all of this. You guys have never seen it because it just doesn't warrant, you know, it doesn't rise to that occasion. I mind my own business. But please don't attack my children. They've been through so much. Don't attack.
All right. You heard what she had to say. Let me see if I can put that video back up some kind of way. So that was her in her tearful post that she did on live. So we get to wondering, because I don't follow her. I don't know a whole much about her business, but because she said, oh, I don't put my business in the street, but then I'm looking at what is going on. What rises to this level of stuff? And so I was reading through the comment section and somebody mentioned, let me make sure I got the right article. Right. So somebody kept mentioning that she stole money from Russell Simmons, that she stole money from Russell Simmons. So I was like, well, what happened? How did all this money get stolen? What's going on? So let's see if I can make that bigger and we can go over. So back in 2021, Russell Simmons sues his ex, Kimora Lee, for stealing stocks. So from what I gathered in this article, and I think this is page 6, yes, shout out to page 6 for the article. So what I can gather is that even though Kimora Lee and Russell were divorced, they still did a lot of business together. And it is my understanding that they were in business. And let me see if I can get the name of the group. So I'm going to read like the first couple of paragraphs of this article. It says Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee and Kimora Lee's divorce was finalized more than a decade ago, but they may have to face each other in court once again. The music executive, 63, sued the model, 46, and her husband, Tim Lessner, on Tuesday for allegedly attempting to fraudulently transfer Simmons's near 4 million Celsius shares to their accounts to help pay for Lessinger's legal and bail fees stemming from a 2018 money laundering case, according to the Wasatch County Superior Court documents obtained by Page 6. Simmons claims in the paperwork that he has repeatedly tried for years to avoid filing this lawsuit and resolve it amicably. He said that his most recent attempt to settle the matter without the court's involvement in a letter to Lee urging her to get the important family matters of the Celsius shares to a close so that we can put it behind us and carry on as the loving, united front we've always been. So, uh, Tim Lessner, let's see, because I know that they talked about him in this. Here it is. It says a 2018 Forbes article, so Page 6 is quoting this article, reported that Lessner, now 49, pleaded guilty to criminal conspiracy to commit money laundering from Malaysian wealth fund IMDb and agreed to pay $44 million to avoid jail time. Simmons alleged in his lawsuit Tuesday that he did not learn of Lee and Lessner's alleged fund transfer until July 2019. So this is what they were talking about in regards to people in the comments that Kimora Lee stole from Russell Simmons, and apparently Russell Simmons put out a lawsuit. So then I was asking, I said, "Well, did they settle the lawsuit? What happened to the lawsuit? Because that's pretty huge. That's big. You already have this man, her husband, her current husband, who has been charged with money laundering, and he has to pay this certain amount of money. What happened to this lawsuit?" So then here we go. Here we go. It says here, this is courtesy of Yahoo News, and this article was written November 22nd, 2022. It says Russell Simmons ordered to pay Kimora Lee Simmons over $100,000, concluding year-long bitter court battle. So, what does this mean? Let's see if we can make this a little bigger. All right, come on, Bigums. All right, center it. It says the ongoing court battle between former couple Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee Simmons has finally come to an end, leaving the Def Jam co-founder on the hook for over $100,000. So they're quoting Radar Online. According to Radar Online, the pair recently appeared in Los Angeles Superior Court, where the judge granted a motion for payment of attorney fees bought by Lee. In court documents, Simmons has been ordered to pay $83,000 in legal fees and additional $35,000 to cover the costs his ex-wife spent on preparing her motion. The total amount amounted to $100,000, a little over $100,000, and the mogul has $30,000 to pay. The judgment results from Lee filing a countersuit against Simmons in July after he sued her and her estranged husband. In October 2021, Simmons accused Lee and Lessner, her investment banker, of stealing uh, stocks he owned without permission. And the stocks that they had in question was from this company called New Horizons Investment Group. And this company is the majority stockholder in this energy drink called Celsius. Let's see. The 65-year-old entrepreneur states that unbeknownst to him, his ex used $4 million in shares as collateral. Shares were allegedly used when she posted a bond when Lessner was caught up in a money laundering scandal. All right. All right. All right. So they go into why he did. I'm trying to find The company, I mean, the couple denied the misuse of shares. They basically said that they had the right to be able to use those shares. Uh, hold up. So it says here that the claim was dismissed. So the judge dismissed the claim, and therefore Lee then countersued him for the money that she spent for legal fees. So with all of that, the lawsuit was dismissed. So as far as what the court is saying, the lawsuit was dismissed. It wasn't proven. Now, why it got dismissed, I am unsure. But it wasn't there. She wasn't proven to have stolen any money from him with that lawsuit being dismissed. Now, can he bring that lawsuit back up? He probably can. So, all of this to say, this is the climate in which this former couple are existing. Now, they have two children, they have two daughters together. And so, apparently, something bounced off over the weekend. So, Kimora gets online and she says what she says about him and making sure that he leaves them alone. You thought this was the end of it. Child, next thing you know, his daughter gets online. I think this is Aoka. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She gets online and she is going off, as you can see here. So I'm going to play a little bit of it, but I'm also going to uh, let me get off the screen. Let me get her off the screen. Thanks, God. Here we go. All right, so I'm about to play what she's saying.
Because your dad, no one's gonna back you up. All of a sudden now the kid
All right, here we go.
this because I don't like to have trouble for my dad. I have defended him every which way about stuff that I don't even know about. I was like 15, not knowing what sexual assault was, and I'm still defending my dad. Like, my dad's a good person. I've been a good daughter my whole life. And so you're not gonna say that I'm ungrateful or awful. This man is awful to me. He's done awful things to me. And I'm so tired of it. And everyone just says, everyone loves your dad. Everyone you work with loves your dad. No one's gonna back you up. No one's gonna have you model for them because they all love your dad. And he's a terrible person. So if I never get any jobs ever again, then like, fine, I will go be a lawyer in the entertainment industry because I shouldn't have to lie or be bullied by a child. I have made so much. All right, so we want to cut that off. She talked about sexual assault couple of years ago. I think it was before the pandemic. Several women had accused Russell Simmons of uh, sexual assault, sexual indecency, and all of these different things. They were models, they were other people. It was a whole lot of stuff going on. And at that time, Russell Simmons decides that he's going to move to Bali. And that's what he did. He moved to Bali and he has been in Bali ever since. I don't know if Bali has an extradition contract or anything like that with the United States, but he's been in Bali. I don't know what has happened in regards to those court cases. If you know anything, jot that down in the comments. So that's what she was referring to. Now, on this particular live, let me just show you the screen. You see right here in the middle, right here, you see where it says that her Uncle Rush, that's his I guess this is his Instagram handle. He's on there saying, I am so sorry and I love you. I'm so sorry and I love you. Because apparently, according to what she's saying, that she has lost modeling jobs because people are not wanting to hire her because she has stood uh, she has not agreed with what her father has said and hasn't done, and she has talked about him not being a sincere person with her, and so she's losing jobs, and so she's about to pivot into the law, which is good for her.
That's something that's good for her. And let's see, I think there was one more. Then she posted, it is Aoki. She posted a video of her father, and I guess this is something that there is no sound for this video. It just shows him screaming into the thing. Now, again, we don't have context as to why he's screaming. We don't have all the context about what's going on. So, but she's just showing that this is something that she receives from her father on a regular basis. All right. So this is what's been kicking off over here on the Instagram and stuff like that. So what do you all think about this? I just tried to lay all the information out. What do you all think? For me, I wish these things could go on outside of social media. But apparently, according to what we listened to Kamora Lee, they have been trying to handle this behind the scenes for so long. They have just been met with the fact that everyone, Russell Simmons owned Def Jam, and he was the pioneer he was that record label that everybody wanted to be on. If you were a rapper, because again, his brother was part of the group Run DMC. And so they were the pioneers, and that was the group, that was the record label to get on, because most of the mainstream record labels at that time back in the 80s didn't recognize rap. Once he had his record label and once all the money, he was making a pretty good penny from rap, that's when all the other record labels were like, wait a minute, we want to get into this. And so they started signing rap artists and things like that. So, what are y'all thinking about what's going on? I try to present the information as I got it, because I didn't want to be biased, but I did want to show what was going on and give my opinion. So, this is my opinion. And you know what they say about opinion, y'all. But I just think that it doesn't matter if you have billions of dollars, if you have 200 billion, 200 million, 200,000, 2,000, $200 or $20. As families go, money doesn't offset, money doesn't make family issues easy. Okay. It just doesn't. These types of dynamics in families happen to everyday regular schmegler people. And I think it would be, if I had any advice, that they sit down eh, with a mediator in family issues and go over what it is going on. Because again, like I said, Russell and Kamora have two children. I don't know where these children live or if they're still in school, but I'm assuming that their mother was the one that was probably taking care of them. So I just hope that they no longer bring anything to social media. I hope they try to help. They try to handle it within the family. But I do see sometimes when you are at your wits' end, um, social media has now become uh, the community where you would go out to, if a family was having issues and problems and they needed help, some people go to their church, some people go to elders, some people go to different places. And for some people, social media is that place. How advisable is that? Just depends. But it seems like social media has become that place. So, whew, I don't know. Let's see if we're going to have any more information out coming out, because like I said, there's so many sides to this story, and once we get everyone's side of the story, that's when we can kind of figure out what the truth is, because people are only going to tell um, their part of the story, and 9 times out of 10, when each person tells their story, they look like the good guy in the whole situation. Everybody else is like the extreme bad guy. But anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think of This story right here, it's a lot going on. There is a lot of background things that are heading up. I did not have a slide in regards to the sexual assault Mr. Simmons had been accused of. So I did not put that up. But what do y'all think about what's going on? It's a mess, isn't it? A total mess. All right, people, we do this every week. Every week we do this. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture. Listen, please subscribe and hit that like button. All right. And as always, people, bye bye.